Heard you.
Boom shaka laka. You already know the vibery. It is KVN. Oh, it's Saturday. It's KVN. Who run the city? It's Tea Time. It's Big Fan Breezy. You already know the vibery. Yeah. He came back. He just in time. You know what I mean? Yesterday was the city game. We fresh off the city game. You know what I mean? And how you feeling today, Breezy?
Well, I sent $6. I sent $5 at first, and I realized Cash App they take like 25 cents. So I sent the extra $1 just to make sure that I covered the $5 because I worked hard for my $5. Now, shout out to Fresh Task and everybody that say you should bet on your team. I bet on my team. We lost. I feel like I don't like that camaraderie between. See, I'm a man of my word. I said it's gonna pay the $5 if we got swept, which I didn't think will happen. But I don't like Mikal Bridges' competitive spirit, man. I really feel like even after the game, I seen Jalen Brunson take the palm of his hand and put it on his head like he's sunning him, like, get over here. Like it's canoodling. It's canoodling at its best. And it's nasty work to see. After the game, there was no pictures of Mikal Bridges with the Nets players. He was laughing it up and chumming it up with Jalen Brunson, slapping 5 with OG. He don't even know him from college, So he's getting introduced to other Knicks players that he don't know by a teammate that he just lost to. To make matters worse, the day before he was on a commercial with Josh Hart, and they asked him, "Do you miss me as a teammate?" And he said, "Yes." This does not say he or speaks to the fans to say that I want to play for the Brooklyn Nets. When he was on the floor, it felt like 5-on-4, shooting bad shots, not playing real defense, getting cooked on both sides of the ball, and we're losing. He's out of the game, laughing like he's just having a good old time. Fans on my page are asking, is he going to be at Knicks playoff games this coming postseason? And it hurts to know that he possibly gonna beat it. So again, yeah, I don't want to glamorize Cam Thomas 41, but what I will say is he speaks to the identity of the kind of style of basketball that the fans want to embrace and build on. We want to build on him opposed to building around Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. So after that game, that's how I felt. I felt like he's always serious when we play the Knicks. He appreciates and understands the importance of the rivalry. Cam Thomas exudes this, and as a Nets fan, it's great to back him and support him. And I really didn't want to get swept, because now the series is tied, so I got to deal with this all off season. I already know it. You know what I mean? So as a Nets fan, again, like I said, not to be long-winded, shout out to Cam Thomas, shout out to Trendon Watford. We got some players that we could build around going into the offseason. But ultimately, Mikal Bridges, I don't know if he wants to be a Brooklyn Net. I'll say that. And I digress.
Yeah. So before I start saying what I'm about to say, I mean, because I'm not gonna go crazy yet. I'm waiting for the rest of your net fan cronies to pull up. Yeah,
Can
I
I
mean the
address
ones.
Kev comment real quick? This comment right
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Go
He
ahead.
said Cam Thomas almost got his head taken off by OG. Now, I want to say, for one, Cam Thomas fouled Jalen Brunson intentionally, but I seen, in my opinion, Jalen Brunson flop. Tried to make it more than what it is, try to make us seem like, oh, we being overly aggressive. He's tried to stop the clock, and that's all he did. It was nothing malicious. And if you watch Cam Thomas, he's not known for being a dirty player. And for that matter, when OG came to Cam Thomas' face, Cam Thomas did not back down. He stood right there, and OG didn't do shit. He wasn't worried about what OG was fitting to do. And I'm not trying to make this a tough guy thing between me, Kev, OG, and Cam Thomas, but I'm just saying he was not getting his head taken off by no OG. If OG was going to do something, he would have. And just for that matter, OG walked all the way across because Cam Thomas left after he pushed him and walked to the other side of the court. OG walked all the way across to do whatever he did. So if he was going to do something, he would have did it. Ain't nobody scared of OG. Stop your capping. We not jacking none of that shit. But go ahead, T-Top.
Well, I'm gonna address that as well. You know what I mean? But again, before I start saying all the things that I'm gonna say, like I said, I'm not gonna go too crazy. Waiting for all your net fan cronies to pull up. You know what I mean? If they pull up, because we know how y'all do. You know what I mean?
Nah, I
But
always.
I'm not talking. I'm talking about your net fan cronies. Y'all pull up when y'all win, but when y'all losing, boy, it be scarce in here. Um, so I'm gonna start off by saying the running theme today is gonna be like, put all my Knicks fans, put them brooms in the chat, man. Make sure y'all keep on flooding the chat with them brooms, man. That's all I want to see. If you ain't got nothing else to say, just put some brooms in the chat, man. Word. Um, So let's talk about before I forget. Let's talk about the OG and Cam Thomas situation. Uh, I don't think Cam Thomas tried to intentionally, hurt Jalen Brunson or shove him to the ground. I will say that. But watching it live action, it did look kind of crazy. Uh, and OG smart. You're not going to go over there and risk getting yourself attacked in a close game, but you do want to let whoever violated or what seemed to be like a violation at the time, know that, we not doing that, bro. Relax yourself. And that's exactly what OG did. He went just far as he needed to go. Express your opinion on the matter without getting a technical foul or putting Cam Thomas to the line for something stupid, right? So yeah. And it's the NBA. We know most people ain't really gonna fight, but you do want somebody to step up and protect your star player. You know what I mean? Like that's what OG absolutely was supposed to do. You thought Cam Thomas violated. You address that. You know what I mean? and then we're gonna leave it there because again, everybody knows it's the NBA. Ain't nobody really about to fight. You know what I mean? But you do. They all men though. You do got to step up and let it be known like certain shit ain't flying. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, that's that. But yeah, the sweep. I told you, Big Fan Breezy. Told you, told you what? 2 games ago we was gonna sweep y'all. You know what I mean? I told you. I saw this coming. I knew your team was ass, and we
Mikal
was
Bridges.
going, and we going,
Because
and we going, and we was going to do this to y'all all season. I
of
told you.
Mikal Bridges. Only because of him. It's
I
because of him.
told you. I told you. I should had the before the last show. I should play the Vince McMahon theme music uh on the show because y'all no chance in hell, bro. We literally had to spot y'all some points to make the game interesting. You know what I mean? We came out the game slow. We spotted y'all some points. We had to make the game interesting because if without that bad first quarter, it probably would have been a blowout. It probably would have been a blowout without that bad first quarter. We had to spot y'all points to make the game interesting, and then we packed y'all up. We packed y'all up. Nice, nice sweep, sweep, sweep. So, and it's beautiful to see because the last thing you had to hang your hat on when it comes to who run the city is that we got the the series, we got the head-to-head series lead. Now y'all don't even got that no more. You're not even in the playoffs. So what I'm curious to know, and I'm gonna end my soliloquy here. I'm curious to know what makes you believe that the Nets still run the city in any way, shape, or form? Because I'm curious. Because your last thing you was hanging your hat on was that we got the series lead. So yeah, please.
Oh, I'm not saying we run the city. It's a tie between on the head to head, and that's what I was basing it on. I was basing it on home games, basing it on the head to head, and the things that I said prior. But because none of that is worth anything right now, because it's a tie head to head, I gotta say we don't run the city. I gotta be honest. But to the point, since Mikal Bridges came to the Nets. He had 7 points the first game, a loss. Shot 2 for 8. Case in point is he does this shit because he friends with Villanova dudes, man. He's 7 points. Then he had 21, shot 6 for 13. Okay, game, but we still lost. Fifth. Then he had 15. He shot 4 for 21. He was playing for the Knicks at that point. He's on the Knicks side. So what I'm saying is a starter on our team is helping y'all win. He wants to see y'all win more than he wants to see the Nets win. If y'all feel some type of way, Nets fans, tell me why y'all beg to differ. Then he had 36 points in a loss again, 14 for 26. That's the best he did, but he still didn't beat the Knicks. And he had 18 with 7 for 14 shooting in the March game, lost that game. In the last game, which was the worst game, 5 points, 2 for 8, 1 for 5 at the 3-point line. It's just nasty work. And I'm going to not let this go because I don't like the soliloquy T Tom said. I don't like how it sounded. I don't think it was that cut and dry. When I watched the game, the part of the reason, in my opinion, that we were up is because the Knicks were on a back-to-back. We had more energy than they did in the first quarter, and we had Trendon Watford doing work. He's a great backup point guard for us, great rebounder. He had 13 rebounds, and he's somebody that slowed up the offense of the Knicks in that first quarter. We play really good, but at the end of the day, when you got somebody like Mikal Bridges, who's supposed to be such a big piece to us winning basketball games, for him not to show up as much as he do, it hurts the team. And he keeps getting minutes regardless of how well he played. As a recent, I've seen Kevin Ollie start sitting him down.
Yo,
You hear that?
man, static. Yeah,
But yeah,
it's like
basically, Yeah, I'm gonna get to the box score after whatever you're gonna say. But yeah, I was
Yeah.
definitely upset at Mikal Bridges. He don't lead this team. I don't know if he makes it to the Brooklyn Nets in the offseason. Him and Cam Johnson, they might be gone. I can't
No.
call it a sport.
So boom, right? Uh, Trendon Watford, he's all right, but like I said, we spotted y'all them points, man. We spotted y'all them points because when it came down to it, JB still without scoring in the first quarter and a half, still end up giving Trendon Watford 30 piece. 30 piece in two and a half two and a half quarters of basketball. Gave Trendon Watford a 30 piece. So let's not act like he was some big disruptor. He wasn't. You know what I mean? We spotted y'all them points, man. We had to make the game interesting. We knew we was going to go in the garden. Y'all was going to pull up, and we was going to wash y'all up. We knew this. We knew this. And you know how and you know how confident I was. I was in a group chat halftime, right? And, you know, the Knicks is group chat, and I simply text the group. We definitely about to win this game. We was down 10, and we definitely about to win this game. You know what I mean? Because I knew we had to spot y'all those points, man. Y'all hot garbage, and I'm not really digging you. I'm not really digging you trying to put this whole thing on Mikal Bridges, man.
Of
I'm not
course,
really
he's your
digging
future
that, bro.
teammate. He's your future teammate. Of course not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Listen,
for the
man.
Knicks.
Listen, man. You act like I told you this last year about Mikal Bridges. I said, yo, it he's putting up these exorbitant numbers because he's playing a role that he's not used to. Teams don't really have a scouting report on Mikal Bridges as far as being a primary scorer. Now, to have to do that a whole season, which will be this season, is going to be a different story. He's not going to have the same success as he did when he got traded. And you're seeing that. You're seeing that. Like I said he wasn't that guy, and he's not that guy. You feel me? He's not that guy. You can't blame Kyle Bridges. Your team is not built for success right now, bro. The team is just not built for success. It's not just Mikal Bridges. It's the team that you got as a whole that's not built for success. You got a $40 million player that don't play basketball, dog. That's another thing too. Like that's not Mikal Bridges' fault that Ben Simmons is taking a big chunk of salary and not playing basketball. You know what kind of player you could get for Ben Simmons' money? Like that's not Mikal Bridges' fault. Your team is just built poorly. And when it comes to playing the Knicks, y'all got nothing for us, man. And I'm glad to hear you say that. You know, y'all don't run the city. I hope you smart enough to acknowledge who really does run the city now. You know what I mean? Since you ain't got no leg to stand on when it comes to home wins or series lead. Nah, you got none of that. We got more home wins. We got the series to the tie, so that cancels each other out. We got the biggest fan base. History was built here. You know what I mean? So I'm glad we got the best player on either team, the best team. Like, come on, man. I hope you willing to tip your cap and say, yo, the Knicks run the city, man. I hope you willing to because
The whole best player of the city shit. Yeah, it's easy to give it to Jalen Brunson, but I seen the stats when Cam Thomas was 22 and Jalen Brunson was 22. Just wait on it, bro. Just wait on it, bro. Cam Thomas averaging 22 when he was 22. Jalen Brunson averaging 9 points when he was 22. Just wait on it. You got Jalen Brunson on in his prime right now. I'm not fitting to take nothing away from what he doing or bringing to the team. But like I said, just wait on it. And as far as y'all success, it is what it is. But I ain't rooting for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't rooting for the Knicks. I feel like at the end of the day, anytime I vlogged, I had no winning equation with Ben Simmons in the equation. You know, he played 15 games out of 81. We play our 82nd game tomorrow, but he played 15 games out of 81. I've been stopped vlogging about how he could impact the team. Excuse me. You see how I vlogged about him before he got to the team. We don't have to revisit that. But I said that to say that with Mikal Bridges having an offensive obligation and seeing that he couldn't handle it, instead of him being vocal and saying, yo, this is not my role for me to play. He's just too subtle, too passive, too friendly, not has the mechanics, the identity to represent this basketball brand respectfully. If you're gonna play that soft and avoid physical contact and take 3-point, we on the Eastern Conference. The Eastern Conference is known for being a physical conference. He's playing still like he's in the Western Conference. Y'all always critique how I feel about Mikal Bridges, but at the end of the day, if y'all watch the games the way I do, which I know y'all can't because it don't come on the same time, you could easily put a lot of accountability on Mikal Bridges for simple things that he could fix, like shot selection. Instead of him running low post pick and roll so he could get to the midi or the basket and the basket, he's running high pick and rolls where he has to create his shot from above the 3-point line. He puts himself at a disadvantage by not being vocal about his strengths. So case in point, he wasn't a leader. He wasn't galvanizing the team. How could he galvanize the team for us to play better and play together when he's supposed to be the leader? Because age-wise, he's one of the oldest. He's one of the veterans on our team. So he didn't lead the youth on our team. He took the opportunity of Cam Thomas in the beginning of the season to run the offense through him. Him and Cam Johnson was in the way of the growth of Cam Thomas. So as much as you might want to say that I shouldn't hold him accountable, I'm just pointing out the things that I hold him accountable for. And is that everything? No. Jacque Vaughn is a big piece on why he's gone, because he didn't know how to be real. You know, his name around the league was Prince of Positivity. That was his name. That's what they call him. You know, you got Vince Carter, they call him half man, half amazing. They call Jacque Vaughn the Prince of Positivity. And he was being positive when he shouldn't have been positive. That's like you stepped in doodle and with your right sneaker and your friends say, oh, well, at least you ain't stepping in with your left sneaker too. Then you would have had 2 sneakers that stepped in doodle. No, you still got to change your whole fit. You know what I'm saying? You got to change the whole situation now. So I said all that to say that, Barry, don't do that. Because since KD been playing bad, bro, I haven't seen you in about 2 months. And before my page even got where it's at, before the being 600 and all of that, you was on to come up with me, Barry. We was together. You know what I'm saying? Doing this together. But I guarantee when you left my page, you went in to hang with those Knicks fans. I guarantee that's what you did, because I've seen the from a fan go from here to there. Now, I even been accused of such things, but I digress. Now, my point of saying all of this is I agree that it's not all on Mikal Bridges and him being accountable, but it's a big part of what he did and did not do. And this last game versus the Knicks is where I said I'm either going to ride with Mikal Bridges or I'm going to forgive him, or I'm going to forgive him and for his transgressions of losing to the Knicks since he's been here and never beaten them, or I am going to wash my hands of Mikal Bridges and say, I think we probably better off without him. And I gotta say, we probably better off without him. For him, and this is not necessarily just because of his game. It's what happened after the game. Him shaking OG hand. It wasn't even like a real quick, like, what up? Like it's a canoodling handshake. I looked at the definition of canoodling. It means to embrace amorously, in an amorous way. He's embracing the Knicks players in an amorous way. And it's just nasty work. You can't say, I don't see how you can be teammate of the season when he making commercials with a rival team, and he do the podcast, the second episode before Randall, before Hartenstein. He's doing part with them. So again, a lot is contingent on us being successful based on his productivity, and he did not show up. He played 81 games, but he wasn't mentally tapped in for 81 games. He was physically, bless you, he was physically there for 81 games, but mentally, he was there for like 35 of them. So
Oh,
I can't blame fully him, but him and again, like I said, I do a lot of this on the Nets page, and I really don't got no playoff conversation. So I would just kind of be reiterating what I said prior. I don't know how the playoffs is going to go, but I was hoping to spoil you guys' chances last night, and I didn't get to see that. So I had to spend my hard-earned $5 and give it to T-Tom from a bet. So if y'all in there saying that y'all putting brooms in there saying I'm mad, bro. It is what it is, man. I am mad. I had to pay $5. So you got to like I'm mad. So it is what it
yeah.
is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Keep on putting them brooms in the chat, Nick fans. You know what I mean? You just shout out to Angelo Blue being a lonely net fan in the chat. You know what I mean? All the guys that's here every week for whatever reason they missing in action today, which is crazy. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? It had a lot to talk. I was calling the Knicks tangerines and all that other wild shit, but now they missing in action. So they were saying that the Knicks was trash all season. Now they missing in action. When them brooms come out, you know what I mean? All of them, they get. It's funny how when the brooms come out, they all got swept under the rug. It's crazy. It's crazy. All the Nets fans got swept under the rugs when the brooms come out. But listen, man.
Salute.
Dwayne was good, bro. Yeah, it was good brother. But yeah, you know, listen, man. Send Mikal Bridges across the water, man. You already know the vibes. Send him where he'll be appreciated. You know what I mean? For the skill set that he does have, and not be mad at for the skill set that he doesn't. You know what I mean? So yeah, send him across the water. Yeah, but yeah, man, it is what it is. Yeah, your team is garbage. I got some things to do in the off season. You know what I mean? Your conversation now starts to turn towards, you know, what free agency look like, what we're going to do in the off season to improve our team. But on this side, we got to have playoff talks, man. And it's still not over. We still got our eyes set on a second seed. I mean, this is something that I said, and the 50 win watch is still alive and well. This is something that I said in the offseason that was a possibility for us. I said it on this very show that we could be a 50 or 50 plus win team. I said on this show that we could be a third seed or higher. I actually said, I was trying to be humble by not saying that we could take the second seed, but that's definitely a possibility in this next game. If Milwaukee lose and we win, we're second seed for the Knicks. You know what I mean? The Knicks when we lock into the third seed. And this is something that I knew that could happen. And for it to happen, you know, with us going through that tumultuous February and March, with all the injuries that we had to deal with, and still be in a space where we could lock in the third seed, that just goes to speak to the fortitude of this team and how well this team is built on hard work and determination, and the culture that Coach Tommy T has built, that the next man up, we don't make no excuses. We don't get too high. We don't get too low. We just take every game one by one and play to our best ability. And that's what got us in this space right now, where we could be the second seed. You know how crazy that is? The Knicks being second seed, missing their second best player for as many for a large chunk of the season, missing the best offensive rebounder in the NBA for since December, having to deal with injuries even to the backup center, having to deal with injuries to our new acquisition in OG Anunoby, who missed a large chunk of games as well. Jalen Brunson even missed time. Dante DiVincenzo even missed time. The injuries was bountiful, you know, in this run. And for us to still be standing here talking about the Knicks could be a second seed, it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And I can't wait for the playoffs. I don't see anybody that could. Boston is the only team that I'm really like, yeah, maybe they could beat us in a 7-game series. Maybe they can, but no, I don't see him. I got no fear for nobody else. I feel like Milwaukee is food. I feel like the Sixers is food. we going if we play Orlando sweep, if we play Cleveland sweep, you feel me? Like that's how I just feel. And everybody else, and Shaq saying that if we play the Pacers in the playoffs, they gonna beat us. I mean, Shaq is Shaq, man. I know you got a lot of money, a lot of free time on your hands. Drugs is not something you should be doing with your free time because obviously it's making you make bad takes on national TV. Like what makes Shaq think that the Pacers could beat us? Like they haven't beat us since we made the trade. That's a fact. And the teams that beat us before we made the trade hasn't beat us since we made the trade. I'm talking about Boston. I'm talking about the Bucks. I'm talking about the Pacers. Those teams we was having trouble with in the beginning of the season. It hasn't been that same way since we made the trade. Tyrese Halliburton is not the guy that they think that he is. Jalen Brunson is everything that they think Tyrese Halliburton is. You know what I mean? And not to mention that we have the best player in the Eastern Conference this season. It's not even close. Jalen Brunson has by far been the best player in the Eastern Conference this year. You know, it was mad speculation. Watch Kenny the Jet Smith get on national TV and have to change his tune. He was one of those people. Knicks never have the best player that get on the court. When we beat Boston, he had Jalen Brunson is the best player in the Eastern Conference. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. I like to hear y'all changing y'all tune, playing a different song when you start talking about the New York Knickerbockers, man. Word. Yeah, that's right. Put them brooms in the chat, man. Smoking on the net pack today, man. Pack those guys up. I don't see them beating us for quite some time. That's 6 of them things in a row. 6 of them things in a row. Put them brooms in the chat, man. And I digress.
I mean, it is what it is, man. Like I said, I follow every game. I pre-cap, I recap. And yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. Y'all Nets fans supposed to be here. Shout out to Angelo Blue, man. That being said, I want the smoke. You know what I mean? And sometimes you're gonna be on the upside of it, sometimes you're not. But when the smoke happens, you gotta stand somewhere. You gotta be somewhere when it happens. I'm always front and center. So again, man, I don't always necessarily have the same takes as Nets fans, and I don't try to predict what the Nets are going to do. There's a lot of off-season speculation. One of the things that I wanted to discuss, because I know Nets fans feel away, the ones that are watching, even if y'all watching and not saying nothing, it's whatever. That being said, Sean Marks looked like he's getting rehired. I don't know if I like that. You know what I mean? Based on his tenor, he knows how to draft well, but when it comes down to signing these draft picks, when they want the big money, you let them walk. You let Jaron Allen walk, but you paid Joe Harris. That was wrong. Now we're in a situation where Claxton might walk. We at minimum will have to put him in a signing trade for Sean Marks to be like, you have to do that, Sean Marks. You have to do that. And as far as you picking the next coach for the Brooklyn Nets, you should consider Kevin Ollie. You know, you like to do this where, I'm going to get this guy from West Bubblefuck, and pardon my language, but I don't necessarily have a reason, but I know him. So trust me, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that you see a development in a Noah Clowney from being in the G League earlier in the season and seeing what he could do with the Brooklyn Nets, and seeing Duncan and Robinson win it together while you was on the coaching staff of the Spurs. Not to say that David Robinson and Duncan are Claxton and Noah Clowney, but it gives you the prototype. The other night, they had 12 blocks accumulatively. Noah Clowney had 7. Clax had 5. You don't just break that up. And then for what? I looked at the centers in the free agency market. It don't look well. Clax is quoted saying going towards the free agency, who are you looking to play for? Or what are you looking to have for your career? He said winning, playoffs. I want to be on a basketball team. So us not making the playoffs again leads me to the quote I said about Claxton yelling at Cam Thomas when we were down by like 30. It's because he wants to win here. He's not a loser. Yo, they could be winners in the worst situations, and people be like, "Yo, why you acting like that? You know it's bad." It's because they uncomfortable with losing. They not cool with it. Like they understand what's going on. They know the magnitude of what's happening, but they not comfortable. And that's why you seen Cam Thomas on a bench like for 2 seasons. Like what are they even doing right now? Like this is why Sean Marks could get criticism from a player that he sought out in the Kevin Durant. They saw him out in the free agency when he was injured. But towards the end, he's saying all the stuff that he said about Sean Marks and Steve Nash. That's just gruntu. Now, I'm not defending KD, but what I'm saying is, how do you expect to build relationships with players and athletes? They don't see no loyalty in you. If you could, so it's all business when free agents come here. Part of the way, in my opinion, part of the reason or way that players see free agency, loyalty from GMs based on business, is how you treat your draft picks. Do you just ship them off like whatever? Forget building a culture around you and with you because you're a good player and the fans support you and love you. So what? I'll just get something else. You say you don't want DeJounte Murray because you had to up a first round pick. This is what I'm hearing. But we gave a first round pick up for Royce O'Neal. Stop. So there's things that I question about Sean Marks, and not to be long winded, I'll say this, and because I gotta leave soon, is you didn't pay Jared Allen. He was a draft pick. You should have paid him. You see how well he's playing in Cleveland. Don't make the same mistake. Don't make the same mistake with Nick Claxton, please. Same and Cam Thomas. If somehow Day'Ron Sharpe get in a trade package because Noah Clowney is playing well, I ain't even mad at that. But keep Noah Clowney, keep Claxton, you got Jalen Wilson on a 3-year contract, extend Cam Thomas. Bring back Trendon Watford, and that's it. And Schroeder. Keep Schroeder as a backup point so we really figure out what we're doing with the point guard. I like Schroeder for what he's done this with the Brooklyn Nets for the amount of games he was here. He played 79 games this season, bro. So he may not be an Iron Man like Mikal Bridges, but shit, he ain't shy from it. He played 79 games. That's nothing to sneeze at. And as a matter of fact, I think there's only, I won't say a handful, but the amount of players that played over 65 games this season, some of your favorite players probably didn't even play 65 games this season. Donovan Mitchell only played 55 games this season. If y'all talking that Donovan Mitchell coming to the Nets, Cam Thomas got to be here. I don't got Cam Thomas in no trade package with no team in the NBA. And I got to get ready to leave soon. So I said that to say that. I said that to say that. And I paid this Nick fan T-Time his money for the bet. So I don't want y'all be in the chat acting like I'm ducking smoke on the bet. I hear y'all talking about some bets and this and that. But
finally Leaf decides to pull up. Oh man, I know Leaf was disgruntled last night. He was having a meltdown on your stream. I know he was. I know it hurt Leaf's soul to get swept by the Knicks. And that also gives me happiness and joy to know that Leaf was in such disarray yesterday. He had to be. But he was not. I guarantee you was on Big Fan Breezy live yelling as per usual. I guarantee you was on Big Fan Breezy live yelling as per usual. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I know that now we about to be up out of here. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna be super long-winded. Sean Marks is trash. You know what I mean? Sean Marks is trash. And as long as he in your front office, y'all got nothing but you got nothing but bad times ahead of y'all as long as Sean Marks is calling the shots over there for the Brooklyn Nets. And that also brings me joy. You know what I mean? Brooklyn Net tears makes me happy. You know what I mean? Brooklyn net tears makes me happy, and
We
I'm just
not
going.
we not crying. We be
Yeah,
back though next week though with when the playoffs
yeah.
start, right? So I got no
Uh,
playoff predictions. I mean
yeah,
no game predictions this week. We play
yeah,
goddamn 76ers tomorrow. And hopefully we beat them to spoil you something for them. I wanted to spoil you something for the Knicks and the 76ers, but I'll take the spoil you for the 76ers if possible.
yeah. You know, we play Chicago tomorrow, last game of the season, a game that we very much need uh, to, either lock ourselves in the third or, you know, possibly move up to the second seed. But yeah, I got us winning that game. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, uh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful time. Put them brooms in the chat, man. And I don't know where Big Fan Breezy went, but we out of here, man. Appreciate everybody for the pull up. Oh, yeah, appreciate everybody for the pull up. Life be life, and Jiggas got to go to work. You heard?
Yes, we be back next Saturday though, or sometime soon.
And you talking about stay humble. I watched net fans talk crazy for 2 years when y'all had KD and Kyrie. There was no humility there, my boy. But yeah, we out of here.